VI letter 1 EBFT. Sow shape, the clock blinks midnight in soft red light. My eyes burn from hours of typing freelance work. The rent envelope sits on the desk, silent and accusing. I can't look at it anymore. My hands tremble as I reach for my phone. I scroll to Grandpa's number and hit call. He answers after 3 rings, voice heavy with sleep. "Sweetheart, it's late. Are you okay?" For a second, I can't speak. My throat feels tight, my chest heavier than ever. Then the words break through. "I can't do this anymore, Grandpa." The silence on the line is gentle, waiting. "Talk to me," he says softly. "I work 60 hours a week," I whisper. The bakery at dawn, classes in the afternoon. Writing jobs until midnight. And still, I pay them rent. The word rent tastes bitter on my tongue. They said it would teach me responsibility. I hear him inhale sharply. "Responsibility shouldn't mean suffering, Chloé." His voice hardens, quiet but fierce. "How much do they charge you?" $400 a month. The number sounds smaller than the ache behind it. Sometimes I skip lunch just to make it fit. He sighs, long and slow. "I don't understand. What happened to the college money?" I freeze. "What college money?" "The money we sent your parents last year." My pulse stumbles. "What money, Grandpa?" $42,000 for your tuition." The world stops moving for a moment. My breath catches. 42,000. He continues, calm but shaking beneath the words. "Your grandmother and I withdrew it from our retirement savings. We sent it directly to their account. They promised it was for your education." My stomach turns cold. I remember Dad bragging about Lily's new car. The college fund she'd have for her future. Mom talking about allowances and dorm shopping. Every sound from that night returns, louder, clearer. "Grandpa, they told me they couldn't afford to help me." "I have the transfer slip, sweetheart. It says, for Clay's college expenses." I press my palm over my mouth. The tears come fast and hot. 12 months of exhaustion collapse inside me. All the missed meals, the sleepless nights, the swallowed pride. They took my future and called it a lesson. On the phone, Grandpa's voice steadies. "Listen to me carefully. I'm coming tomorrow morning." My hands shake harder. "Grandpa, please don't. This isn't yours to lose. And it's not theirs to take." The words settle in the dark like a spark finding air. I nod even though he can't see me. "Okay." After we hang up, I sit on the floor beside the bed. The envelope still waits on the desk. $400 inside, clean and cruel. I stare at it for a long time. Then I whisper into the empty room. I'm done paying to exist. The night outside stays silent, but something in me shifts. Not rage. Not fear. Just a quiet decision forming in the dark. Tomorrow, everything changes. VI letter 1 EBFT. Sow shape. The sun crawls through the blinds when I finally open my eyes. I barely slept. My head feels heavy, my chest hollow. Grandpa's words still echo in my mind. $42,000. My future, stolen in silence. I sit at my desk, staring at the rent envelope. The handwriting looks foreign now, almost pathetic. I open my notebook and start writing numbers. Tuition, rent, food, phone, gas. The math never worked before, but now it feels like betrayal. I remember Dad's laugh when he bought Lily her new car. Mom's voice saying, "We want her to start college the right way." I thought that meant I wasn't good enough. Now I know it meant they were lying. I close the notebook and grab my phone. The message from Grandpa is already there. "I'll be at your house by 10. Don't worry, kiddo, just breathe." My fingers shake as I type back, "Okay." I dress slowly, each motion mechanical. The walls of this room feel too close, too familiar. I trace the same crack in the ceiling I stared at for years. By 9:30, I hear the rumble of his truck outside. My heart races. Downstairs, the sound of plates and laughter filters up. They don't know what's coming. I open my door and step into the hallway. Each step feels heavier than the last. Mom looks up from the kitchen counter, smiling. "Morning, sweetie, breakfast." Her voice sounds warm, but all I hear is deceit. "No thanks," I whisper. She frowns, probably noticing the tremor in my tone. The doorbell rings. Dad calls out, "I'll get it." I freeze halfway down the stairs. Grandpa's voice greets them, calm but sharp. "Good morning, Robert, Diana." Mom's tone changes instantly. "Oh, what a surprise. You should have told us you were visiting." "I'm not here for a visit," he says. I reach the bottom step, just as Grandpa meets my eyes. He nods once, steady, reassuring. "Let's sit down," he says. Dad hesitates, but leads him to the dining table. The same table where, a year ago, they told me I'd pay rent. Grandpa sets a folder on the table. Papers, receipts, proof. He looks straight at them. "Where?" "Chloé's college money." The room goes still. Dad blinks. Mom's face drains of color. "What money?" She tries to laugh, but it cracks. "The 42,000 we sent you last year," Grandpa says. "For her education, her future." I watch Dad's jaw tighten. He glances at Mom, who looks down. "We used it for family needs," she murmurs. "Family needs," Grandpa's tone hardens. "You mean Lily's car, her allowance, the tuition you promised her." The words hit like a hammer. I clutch the back of a chair to steady myself. Dad straightens. "We wanted to teach Chloé responsibility." By stealing from her, Grandpa snaps. Silence fills the air like smoke. Mom begins to cry softly. "We didn't mean to hurt her." "You did more than hurt her," Grandpa says. "You took her future and called it parenting." He turns to me, voice soft again. "Pack your things, sweetheart. You're coming home with me." My breath catches, but I nod. For the first time in years, I feel something new. Not fear. Freedom. VI letter 1 EBF T, South Shape. I pack my things into one small box. Clothes, books, my old teddy bear. Each item feels lighter once it's inside. The room is quiet, too quiet. I write a note on lined paper. "Moving out, don't call." 9 words to end 20 years. I leave it on the bed, weighed down by my key. Downstairs, Mom's voice trembles. "Chloé, please, we can talk about this." I shake my head. There's nothing left to say. Dad's jaw tightens. "You're being dramatic." Grandpa stands beside me, calm but firm. "She's being honest, something you both forgot how to do." I lift the box, feeling the last thread between us snap. Dad mutters something about ungrateful children. Mom starts crying again, quiet, desperate sobs. I don't look back. The front door closes behind me with a sound like finality. Outside, the air feels new, clean, unowned. Grandpa opens the truck door. "Ready?" I nod, sliding in. The road ahead stretches empty, full of promise. He doesn't speak for a while, just drives. Finally, he says, "You did the right thing." My eyes sting. "Then why does it still hurt?" "Because you loved them," he replies. And love doesn't vanish, even when trust does. We reach his house before sunset. It smells like coffee and old books, familiar and safe. He helps me carry the box inside. "This room's yours," he says. Simple bed, small desk, open window. It already feels more like home than the place I left. "I'll pay rent," I start out of habit. "Absolutely not," he interrupts. "You'll help at the bookstore instead." 15 hours a week, fair trade. I nod, smiling for the first time in months. That night, I unpack slowly. Each book finds a new shelf. Each folded shirt a new drawer. No one watching, no one judging. I sit on the bed and breathe. No rent envelope. No curfew. No disappointment waiting at the dinner table. Only quiet. When Grandpa knocks softly, I look up. "Tea's ready," he says. We sit at the kitchen table, steam rising between us. He studies me over his cup. "What's your plan, kiddo?" "Finish school," I answer. "Save, maybe travel one day." He nods, satisfied. That's a good start. Later, in bed, I can't sleep at first. The silence feels strange without tension. Then I realize it's peace. For the first time in a year, I don't set an alarm for 4:15. The morning light creeps through the window. Birds sing. The world continues without chaos. I stretch beneath the blanket and whisper to myself. "You're free now." The words feel foreign but right. Outside, the day begins unburdened. And so do I. VI letter 1 EBFT. Sow shape weeks pass quietly in Grandpa's house. The rhythm of life feels different here. I wake when sunlight touches the window, not when an alarm screams. The air smells like coffee and fresh paper. Grandpa's bookstore becomes my second home. The wooden shelves creak with stories older than both of us. I learn how to stack books by genre, how to greet customers. He teaches me to fix torn covers, to listen before I speak. Each day feels less like survival and more like living. At night, we eat simple dinners and talk about everything. He tells me about Grandma's favorite novels, about love that endures. I tell him about school, about dreams I buried years ago. He listens, really listens without judgment. One evening, he slides a small notebook across the table. "For your ideas," he says. I open it, blank pages waiting like open doors. For the first time, I write without fear of wasting ink. Words flow easily, quiet and real. No deadlines, no exhaustion, just honesty. My body starts to recover too. I sleep through the night. The dark circles fade from under my eyes. I can breathe again. Sometimes I still think about my parents. Their laughter, their pride for Lily. But the anger doesn't burn as hot anymore. It cools into something steadier, colder, cleaner. I won't let them define me anymore. One afternoon, I find Grandpa repairing a display shelf. "Need help?" I ask. He hands me a screwdriver. "Always." We work side by side, the silence companionable. When it's done, he wipes his hands and smiles. "This store will be yours someday." I laugh softly, not sure if he's joking. But he doesn't look away. "I mean it, you've got the heart for it." The words settle deep in my chest, warm and steady. Later that night, I sit by the window, notebook open again. I write about courage. About breaking free from people who call it love while they take everything. About rebuilding piece by piece. The pages fill faster than I expect. The fear that once kept me silent has vanished. Instead, there's a calm determination. This life isn't borrowed anymore. It's mine. When I lock the bookstore after closing, I look at the sign. Everett's Books, the letters faded but proud. I run my hand over the wood, imagining my name beside his one day. It doesn't feel impossible anymore. The world outside is still uncertain, but I'm no longer afraid of it. I turn off the lights and step into the cool evening air. The sky is wide, full of quiet promise. I whisper into the night. I'm still here. And for once, that feels like enough. VI letter 1 EBFT. Sow shaped the bell above the bookstore door jingles one quiet afternoon. I look up, expecting a customer. Instead, it's Lily. She stands in the doorway, clutching her backpack, eyes red. "You ruined everything," she says. Her voice shakes with anger and fear. I keep my tone calm. "Hello to you too." She steps closer, fists tight at her sides. "Mom cries every night. Dad lost his job. My graduation party's canceled." I close the book I was shelving. "Because of me." "Because of what you did," she snaps. You turned everyone against us. I sigh softly. I didn't turn anyone. I told the truth. She glares, blinking back tears. They said you lied. They said Grandpa misunderstood. He didn't, I reply quietly. The money was for my college. They spent it on you. Lily's face twists in disbelief. That's not true. $42,000, I say. Transferred to their account. I saw the papers. Her mouth opens, then closes. The silence stretches between us like a crack in the floor. Finally, she whispers, I didn't know. I nod. I believe you. She looks around the shop, eyes landing on the stacks of books. It's nice here, she says softly. Peaceful. It is, I answer. It feels like a place where lies can't breathe. Her lips tremble. They're fighting all the time now. Mom blames Dad. Dad blames you. That's not on me, Lily. That's theirs to fix. She wipes her face with the back of her hand. You should come home. No, I say simply. I can't go back to a place that pretends love is debt. She flinches at the words. For a moment, I think she might scream again. Instead, her shoulders slump. I didn't ask for any of this, she whispers. I know, I say gently. You were just the reason they justified it. Her tears spill over, silent and raw. I miss you, she says. That one hurts more than anger ever could. I miss you too, I admit. But missing someone doesn't mean you can stay broken for them. She looks down, nodding slowly. Mom said you're sick, that you had a breakdown. I almost laugh. Maybe I did. Maybe breaking was the only way to start again. She stares at me, unsure whether to be afraid or proud. I reach for a small business card and write my number on the back. Here, I say. This line stays open for you, but not for them. She takes it carefully, like it might vanish. Will you answer? Always, I promise. She turns toward the door, hesitates, then whispers, I'm sorry. When she leaves, the silence returns, but it feels different now. Not empty. Just honest. I breathe out slowly and glance at the old bookstore clock. For the first time, it doesn't feel like time, running out. It feels like it's just beginning again. VI letter 1 EBFT, sow shape 2 years pass quietly, like a long exhale after holding my breath too long. The bookstore smells of coffee and paper, steady as a heartbeat. Grandpa and I run it together now, side by side. The shelves shine, the lights glow softer. The sign outside freshly painted. Everett and Chloé's books. Our name, our legacy. I finished my business degree last month. Grandpa made me wear the cap even for a photo at home. He said, proof of what hard work really looks like. I laughed, but I cried later when I saw the picture. There's peace in ordinary days now. Mornings start with fresh muffins from the bakery across the street. Evenings end with tea and crossword puzzles at the kitchen table. The chaos that once ruled my life feels like a distant dream. Sometimes Mom calls. Sometimes Dad texts. I let the phone ring until it stops. The messages stay unread, each one smaller than the last. Lily still visits. She works part-time at a coffee shop while studying at community college. The SUV is gone, replaced by a second-hand hatchback she bought herself. She's different now, quieter, humbler, but stronger too. Today she walks into the store carrying a stack of textbooks. Marketing edition like you asked, she says. I smile. Thank you, how's school? Tiring, she admits, but good. There's pride in her tone. She glances toward the ringing phone on the counter. It's Mom again. I let it go to voicemail. You still don't talk to them, she asks softly. Not yet, I answer. Some bridges can't hold the weight of what crossed them. She nods, understanding more than before. I don't blame you anymore, she says quietly. I just wish things had been different. So do I say. But we can only start from where we are. She smiles weakly and leaves the books on the counter. After she's gone, Grandpa comes from the back office, wiping his glasses. "She's a good kid," he says. "She'll be okay." I nod, watching her disappear into the afternoon light. When I turn back, Grandpa's studying me. "You did good, kiddo, really good." I shrug, pretending not to tear up. Later, after closing, we sit by the window overlooking Main Street. The sign company's truck will come tomorrow. They'll replace the old wooden board with a new one. "Everett and Chloé's books," I say softly. He smiles, his weathered hand covering mine. "The best investment I ever made," he says. I look at him, the man who saw me when no one else did. The lights outside flicker on, painting the street gold. For once, I feel completely still. No guilt, no fear, no hunger. Just belonging. When I finally turn off the lights, the reflection in the window shows both our names. Side by side, unshakable. Tomorrow, the world will see them too. VI letter 1EBFT, South Shape, the morning sun rises over Main Street, soft and golden. The new sign hangs above the door, fresh paint still gleaming. Everett and Chloé's books. I stand beside Grandpa, coffee in hand, heart steady. For years, I carried shame like a shadow. Now, all that weight feels like dust swept away. The past doesn't vanish, but it no longer owns me. The doorbell rings as our first customer steps inside. Grandpa smiles and nudges my shoulder. "Go on, boss," he says. I laugh, the sound surprising even myself. Inside, sunlight filters through the windows, touching every shelf. Each book, each story, feels like a piece of what I've reclaimed. Freedom doesn't shout, it settles quietly, firm and full. I glance at Grandpa, arranging a display of new arrivals. His hands are slower now, but steady as ever. I whisper under my breath, "Thank you for believing in me." He looks up, eyes bright. "Always, kiddo." Outside, the sign sways gently in the breeze. It's more than a name. It's proof that I survived and built something true.